Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have an anonymous female left behind and forward-moving spouse with a bomb drop of January 16th, 2021, a date of marriage of 2010. He is a clinging boomerang and a high-energy replayer. She says, for the first 6 months after bomb drop, my husband had been telling me how much he wanted to come home. When I confronted him about whether or not the alienator was still in the picture, and asked if he had slept with her, he said yes, and I lost it. Since then, he's been emotionally shut down. He tells me nothing. I have no idea if the alienator is still in the picture. He still wants me to spend holidays with him, and he has never mentioned her name to anyone in his family. I'm the one who filed for divorce and he's ignored it all. He ignores many of my texts, but lately has been better off and has been reconnecting with our dogs and making more an effort with my daughter, 11. I've been treating him with compassion and kindness for months and taking on all of the duties of taking care of our daughter. The house and my full-time job, never saying a word, and I'm treated like I'm nothing. Is being this shut down part of a stage, and how do I communicate with him? Also, how do I deal with his unbelievable level of selfishness and going weeks without seeing his daughter, but then going on vacation? How do I do that without exploding? I'm so furious right now. Okay. First, I want some deep breaths because you're really angry. And I want you to look at the situation rather than with a microscope. I want you to get a bigger lens, okay? For the first 6 months, he wanted to come home. Now that one, midlife crisis, that's not going to work, but that's a clinging boomerang. Okay, and you said clinging boomerang, you're right. Then you confronted him, and that's okay, I don't mind the word confront, that's fine, about whether or not the alienator was still in the picture. Good question, yeah. And you asked if he'd slept with her. She's an alienator, the odds are, yeah, but you asked. And then he gave you the answer. And it wasn't that you didn't accept it. When you're asking a question, the idea of you're asking me, so am I going to be safe answering you? He answered honestly, yes. And he wasn't safe. You lost it. Now, that's on you. You have to be accountable for having lost it. Yes, he did something wrong. He had an alienator and slept with her. But you asked for you asked him if he did. What reason should he tell you? Why should he ever tell you the truth if he's just going to get in trouble every time, and in trouble by being screamed at by a banshee or whatever, you going scorned? What feels that? So he shut down. Does anybody listening to this blame him for having shut down after getting screamed at? After getting you losing it on him. Now, we all here understand that. We understand the emotional, pain and reactivity. We still have to learn to control it. Okay? So he tells you nothing. I can't blame him because he knows the last time I told her something, she went off on me. And he doesn't talk about her. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about her. You filed for divorce. He doesn't want it. He ignores it. He ignores your texts. But lately he's been doing some reconnecting. That's good. Now, so there's something I want you to do with this, but let's go on for a minute. You've been treating him with compassion and kindness for months, taking on all of the duties, care of your daughter, the house, full-time job, never saying a word, and you're treated like nothing. Is that his view of it? I don't know. This might be completely how it is. Or is it, I'm doing everything for you and getting nothing in return? There's a little bit of a victimness or a martyr in that as well. He's afraid to say anything because he got smacked down when he did. So he doesn't feel safe. You've been showing him grace and compassion now when he's not confiding. What happens when he becomes vulnerable again, though? Is that going to work? Are you going to be withstand it? Because you said you've been showing grace and compassion, but what you're feeling, you feel like exploding. And you're so furious right now. And can he really feel that energy? He might be able to feel that underneath this grace and compassion that is out here, that you're still maybe faking it till you make it, and you haven't made it yet, and you're really seething under the surface. I don't know that he can see that or not, but oftentimes people can read that. So I want a lot of calming. I want you to do some things that are going to help you, some mindfulness things. You have to figure out what works for you. But I also want you to work on an apology to him. Yes, I did say that. And it's, back on whenever this was, when I asked you if you'd slept with her, and you told me you had. I'm so sorry for lashing out at you. Yeah, it was painful and it's something to make me angry, but you told me the truth. You were honest. And I realize now that that was something that helped you feel unsafe, like you couldn't talk to me. And that's on me. I'm really sorry that I haven't been able to and wasn't able to and didn't control my emotions and my pain. You did an act, but you know it. You did something that was not right. And maybe you're still doing that, and I understand that you don't feel safe talking to me about it, because I haven't been there for you to feel safe with that. I want to change. I've been trying to be gracious to you and show you compassion. But I got to tell you, I'm so sorry, because underneath, and I think that maybe you've seen it, I'm seething and boiling, and I don't want to feel that way about you. It really frustrates me when I get shut out, but now I realize why I was shut out. And I'm so glad that you've been spending more time with daughter's name. I'm still feeling resentful, and I'm sorry. I just want to see what we can do to move forward. What do you think we can do to move forward so that we both don't have this fear and resentment of each other? Now notice, nothing in that was about reconciliation. Because let's say he comes back with saying, "You're divorcing me. We're not doing this." And then you say, "We have a daughter, we have to co-parent." I didn't say we were I didn't mention reconciliation. Hey, if that's on the table, if you want that, that can be something someday. But right now, that's not where we are. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about we need to be able to co-parent and coexist in peace and harmony, because we have a daughter. And because that can help us to heal. You've got to take accountability. I know that's hard. I know it sucks. Because he did the wrong. Why should I do that? He did an amazing thing. He was being confronted. Not whether she's still in the picture, but if he'd slept with her, and you didn't say, "Are you sleeping with her?" But if he had, and he said yes. MLCers lie. I don't imagine that they would lie by telling you they are having an affair. He didn't lie in that circumstance. He didn't lie when every one of them would have. The beginning of midlife crisis, denying an affair. And he didn't do it. And he got in trouble for it. So why should he ever want to confide again? He's scared. So what you're going to do, what I recommend is I call it an apology dump. I'm so sorry I did this. You're not taking responsibility for his actions, but you have to look at some of the things that you have done that caused him to turtle in. Who can blame him? I mean, we don't get the other part where he ignores, but that's still part of, he's trying to avoid you because he's afraid of what the scorned woman is going to do. Okay. So it's going to take some inner work on your part. I hope this is helpful. And I will see everybody in the next question.